welcome back to my channel and to my journey in beauty. Today's video is the 3 Looks 1 palette with the Face Candy Atlantis palette. This palette runs $14 on the Shop Hush app, and I did order this myself along with another palette. And this was kind of a clapback from Face Candy toward Tarte and their April Fool's joke palette that they put out, which I believe they called the Icy Betch or something like that. It's kind of a weird name if you asked me. But anyhow, the palette looked a lot like this, and the joke is on Tarte because people really were enticed and intrigued by this palette, which is basically full of blues, greens, and teals. So let's just quickly read what the Shop Hush app has to say about this palette. Explore a sea of possibilities with the 12 cool tone shades of Atlantis. With an ultra pigmented smooth formula, this collection features 7 mattes and 5 shimmer shades. The teals, turquoises, and rich blues of this palette will give you the perfect splash of color. And if you can see the third demo look right here, I'd have to agree. So I hope you enjoy the demos, and then we'll come back for my review. Alrighty then, I hope you enjoyed those demos. I do think this was probably my favorite look of the three. I did try a halo eye on day one and I thought it turned out pretty nicely. So let's talk about the mattes. All of the mattes are good. A few of them had a more kick up than others, specifically this one right here called Abyss and this lighter blue up here called Ripples. However, they are nice mattes, they're pigmented, they fit into the color story very well in terms of you have a light tone blue and a medium tone blue, as well as a more green matte, a more blue matte, and a more turquoise matte, and then you have this really deep matte It's more like a navy blue called Empire right here, which really helps with not only deepening up the look, but also for the lower lash line or what have you. So speaking of the shimmers, some of my favorites in here were this green shade right here, which is called Poseidon. This one right here, which is really unique, called Tsunami. And this one down here called Swell. So let me show you a couple swatches here. This green shade down here is Poseidon. This is that teal matte called Oceanic, which I actually did not use in any of the looks this week. However, I did use this in the time that I was testing the palette. And then here's that unique shade called Tsunami. It's kind of almost a pressed glitter, and it has like blue, teal, and green glitters in it. So I thought that was a nice, unique shade. And then here's that shade Swell, which is that turquoise shade that I really like. I did have fallout on my face with some of the shimmer shades. I'm thinking specifically this blue shade right here called Vanished. And I do really like that shade. It's what I have in the crease and the outer part of the lid today. However, just be aware that there is some fallout. I had some here by my nose. And I think if you do your face makeup last, you'll be totally fine. I also didn't have any problem just sweeping it away with a clean, dry brush, and it looks fine. I will also say that these shadows definitely stained my eyes as well as my brushes when using this, and you know, that's not a deal breaker. I find that if I use a stronger eye makeup remover like Clinique Take the Day Off, I didn't have any problem getting all of the pigment off of my lids. And you know, staining the brushes, eventually it will go away, but you should know that just in case that's something that bothers you. So overall, I love this palette. I will continue to use it. It will be a go-to for blues, teals, greens, what have you, for a long time to come. You guys know that this is my color story jam, so to speak, and so I just really like this palette and I highly recommend it. In terms of Shop Hush, I know there's some controversy because they do dupe palettes. You know, you gotta do you. You gotta do what feels right in your heart in terms of buying duplicate palettes based off of other people's creativity. The order came very, very quickly, and of course nothing was damaged. I did order another palette, like I said, which you'll see a 3 looks 1 palette with real soon, maybe even 4 looks. I hope all of your makeup days are beautiful makeup days, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!
What do I think about this palette? I think it's freaking fantastic. Here on the back, you do get a mirror in this palette, which is fine.